If we have a Fuller man here, that Fuller man should pardon me. There was this Fuller man who was just shepherding his flocks. He was in the field with his cows, making sure that they are okay. All of a sudden, he just slumped. When he slumped, people that were around quickly ran to the scene, picked him up, and rushed him to the hospital. This is a familiar joke to Nigerians that are used to jokes like this back home. When this Fuller man was taken to the hospital, they quickly called on the doctor, the nurses, everybody came around to give him every attention he needed because everybody knew him to be a very, very good man. He was unconscious when he was taken to the hospital. And here he was lying on the bed in the hospital. By the time the doctors did all they could and the nurses, and he started coming back to life, he looked up, he looked down, he looked at where he was lying. He was like, no, I think I was somewhere with my cattle, not here. But by the time he looked around, he started smiling. Why was he smiling? He was smiling because he discovered himself on a white bed that is having a white bed sheet. He looked around, the ceiling was white, the hospital everywhere was white, and looked around, those that were around him were all wearing white, the nurses and the doctors. Then he smiled again. And the doctor quickly said, oh, thank God, he's back to life. Mr. Man, what is your name? He smiled again, and looked around again, and he said, I will say this thing in Hausa, but I will interpret. It's sweetheart in Hausa. Then he quickly said, Shunana, that is my name. Shunana, say Abindachi. He said, no, I am saying, what is your name? He said, my name. My name is whatever you call me. So the doctor looked at the nurses. He smiled again. Then he told the doctor, Kashenine, da nike duniya, suna na jalo. Amma yanzu a lahira sai abin da kashe. You know what it means? He said, he thought he was dead. So he said, when I was in the world, my name was Jalo. But now that I'm in heaven, my name is whatever you need to me. Call me whatever. It's a big round of applause for me. So you see, when he was in the world, he was who? He said it Jalo, yeah? Yes. Secretary General. So you see, when he was in the world, he thought he was dead and so he was in heaven. He said, when I was in the world, my name was Jalo, because that was what my father gave to me. But now that I am in heaven, call me whatever you want to call me. I will answer you. So that is one. Jalo was on his way from Banjul to go to Serekunda. Okay, let me see. Jalo was on his way to go to Fagara. And he entered the public transport, the bus, normal bus that you enter, you know. And when he entered the bus driver, the bus conductor told him, if you are going to Fajara, you will drop at the traffic light and it is going to be $5. Other people were coming in, and he said, all others going to Coastal Road, let's say the junction to Senegambia, you will pay $10. The ones going to Airport Junction will pay $15. And the ones going to Brikama will pay $20. Mr. Jalo was in the car, and he knew that he was going to traffic light because he was heading to Fajara. He entered and he listened very well and knew what the conductor was saying. He just sat down in the bus and the bus driver was driving. By the time he got to the Mile 2 junction, the conductor said, all those for Mile 2, please come down. Those that were there for Mile 2 came down. They continued. By the time they got to Cape Point Junction, those going to Cape Point Junction, please come down. They came down. Jalo was going to traffic light. He sat down. By the time they got to traffic light, he quickly said, all those for traffic lights going to Fajara, come down. Jalo behaved as if he didn't hear me. He sat down. Some people who were in the bus and wanted to get down at the traffic light came down. Jalo was seated there, he refused to come down. And the bus driver continued. By the time they got to Senegambia, those for Senegambia should come down. Senegambia junction come down. They came down. Jalo was still in the car. And by the time the bus got to airport, no, let me say, supposed to be turntable. Those for turntable come down, they came down. Jalo was still seated. They carried some other people again. Those ones they were going to Brikama. Jalo sat down. By the time they got to Airport Junction, those for Airport Junction, please come down. They came down. Then Jalo came down. By the time he came down at the Airport Junction, he said, look at these stupid people. They think they can cheat me. I have cheated them. By the time the boss said, they said, look at these fools. I paid $5 to get to Airport Junction. I can now trek back to traffic light. And so he started trekking and boxing and saying, look at them, foolish people. I paid only $5 to drop at the Airport Junction. So I can trek back. I can trek back to Fajara Junction with traffic light.
xew fi lu dul rek am sama podor kon bis bu bees mu gën fi mën fi wuteeg ña fi nekk neex lool nag ba jéggi dayo te mun lu ne nag gis nga lii podor kon bis baay la lii ay la podor kon bif la boo xam ne dañ ko togg rek ak liñoŋ def salade bii nag di podor kon bif boo xam ne bii pooj ex la bulet a ngi nii ci podor kon bif ñu ne déet na waaye ay da ma jël podor kon bif rek génne rek teg ci palaat bi ay da gis nga bii mooy podor kon bif bi nga xam ne rôle la waaye ay da li ci gën a tee doy waa nag seetal li ma def ci podor kon bif cere laa ci def te xoolal nga mun cee reer mun cee ndéewu mu neex ba dee baax ci yow ba dee yëpp ci podor kon bif la
dana fi indi xéewal bi
AMC trading ñoo fi indi
léegi sa tuuti
AMC trading xam nga leen podor kon bif maa leen ko wax jëndi leen ko def ko nii ma ko defee mu jox leen loo xam ne nii musu leen koo am ci kon bif fii rek ngeen ko mun a amee man yéen maay seen waay lu baax lu ma gis rek indil leen lu baax lu ma xam rek wan leen
saxle ñorle tooyle njëkk seblu mujj seblu ku yóbbu wuti podor kon bif
la ilaha illallah hopp talawu law